Alright guys, we're getting on the garden this weekend. Been up since 7 in the morning, went to the garden center at 8 o'clock. Spent about $6,000 on plants. Nah, I'm just kidding, but plants are expensive. Starting to get this cleaned out. Got it cleaned out already while I went to go get the soil. Gonna build this up for the new plants. The new walkway coming through. Got some plants this past week and then went and got some this morning, like I said. Definitely not enough to fill everything I want to do, but like I said, plants are expensive. If you filled up everything I'm wanting to do, you'd end up spending $6,000. Got some planted over here during this week, kind of getting that going. We'll talk more about that later. But we're just getting started today. Just got back from the, whatever you call it, the place where I go to get the soil, landscape store, and got another cubic foot of, or cubic yard of garden soil to use. But we're gonna get on it today and see how far we can get. We'll check back when we get some more work done. Getting a little stirred up, and I'm gonna bring a load of the new soil, put a couple inches on here. I'm gonna till that in a little bit, 3-4 inches down, and then I'm gonna put just that new soil right over everything, but I'm gonna get some of that tilled into this native soil here and everything else that's going on in here. All right. I don't know if I'm going to use the edging right here. Might use these rocks for something else I have going on and go ahead and do this garden with no edge, which is what I want to do at the end. With this side too, I'd rather not the rocks, not use rocks to edge it, but I was just doing that at the beginning to hold the dirt back and the grass away. But I plan on pulling all this out and putting some kind of path material. So we might try that, no edge with this. Alright guys, quick update to where we are. I'm extending the garden out from where it was around the pond out here to where we're going to have the walkway going to the fence. We just had it pretty much back in here before, so I'm putting new fresh cardboard down where it wasn't before. Took some of the weeds out, tilled it up, mixed some of this in, compacted it back down, cardboard, fresh dirt on top. That's how I'm going to extend that right now. But getting pretty far getting this done, because I'm going to bring the garden where this hose is right here. This is how it's going to be shaped up to the walking path right here. More of that's going to be garden to the fence that wraps around to this one. But that's where we are now. Just wanted to show how I was extending this and putting the fresh cardboard down to where there wasn't a garden before. Extending this whole garden out through here. I had to do all this by myself. You can see my helper over there sitting there doing nothing. And this ground feels pretty good. Bring the garden out here. That garden's gonna be out there, and that path's gonna come all the way through here and open out to this side of the yard where the dogs will go do their business. undecided if I'm going to edge this with anything. Or not. Just mowed and then weeded the weeds and grass that were here, threw these boxes over it, and then threw dirt on top. I went ahead and decided to have them pull out most of the weeds. There's still a lot of weeds in here. Couldn't really tell, but there's still some in here. Technically, you didn't have to do this. This is just a little bit better for the long term of the plants. Get some of this down in the soil, mix it with the native soil, and then put the boxes over, but you don't technically have to do that. Alright guys, let's get that cardboard in there. Get that soil on it. I think I figured out how to use a wheelbarrow. Look at that. Alright guys, what do we think about the trim here? I wasn't sure if I was going to trim it with anything, then I figured it'd make it easier for me in the beginning, keep everything separated, pathway and the garden. Then I was thinking about getting the green trim from Lowe's, but then I was thinking, why not just use pieces of tree, pieces of wood. I think it looks kind of cool. I'll have to cut the cardboard out around it, finish putting the dirt all up in there tomorrow. We're done. It's about 6 o'clock. Like I said, we're thinking about going to Lowe's, just picking up our supplies we're going to need for tomorrow. Get that out of the way. I'm going to worry about it in the morning. But yeah, I'm thinking about just doing that with it for now. I could always remove those later, and that could hold everything apart. That's what we got today on that. And we'll go get the things to finish the pathway to the gate. Hopefully we might be able to start planting some stuff tomorrow. Alright guys, got out here early, about 8 o'clock. Continue going on the landscaping. Playing around with some plants over here real quick. First thing, we're getting the walkway completed right here. Got some of our huge pavers yesterday from Lowe's in the evening, so we had them in the morning this morning, and it wasn't fun. They're big, they're heavy. I'm not doing it like I'm supposed to. I'm not digging down 4, 5, 6 inches. I'm not putting base layers down. I'm doing it the way I do it. That's why I got the big pavers, because for me, I don't got to do it perfect. Doing it the same way I did this pathway right here, and it's lasted just fine. Same way I did the path, or the extension on the patio. Has some weeds growing in it that I need to tend to, but whatever. That's how I'm doing it. Trying to get that done fast, and so I can continue on the garden this morning. Alright, well that's going to be the first thing I got to do. I don't know about the wood edging here. We'll have to see how that goes. I might just go back to doing nothing. Got to figure it all out. But that's where we are this morning. Alright guys, here's where we are with the walkway addition. Got Pretty much 3 more bags of dirt, not going to be, or sand, not going to be enough. I'm going to go right over this draining area where the rocks go down through there. We'll go ahead and sand right over that with the next 2 I put down. And I got 2 more bags of sand. I sent my wife to the store. She's gonna get 5 more bags. I probably won't need 5 bags, but just in case, I didn't want to undershoot it again. I want to get this done. Pretty much what I'm doing, leveled out the ground from the gate as best as I could. Putting about a ½ inch layer of sand on the ground. Throwing down the big pavers, making sure they're fairly even around, especially the cracks in between. Not getting too crazy with it because they're gonna end up settling and become not perfectly even anyway in the future, so it's not that big a deal. I'm not looking for a perfect path. Leaving this cracked one right there, I'm gonna leave that there, even though I could replace it. I have one for it, but I'm gonna plant a plant there because I'm going for a natural look, so I'm gonna plant plants in little cracks and crevices here and there. And I'm gonna put one right there, so that will look pretty cool. Have one over in this section when I'm done. A couple cracks in areas. I'll have other plants randomly sticking out like they started growing there on an accident. But that's where we are on this whole thing. Then after I get these set in, halfway leveled out with sand all the way to the gate like I want, I'll go with my side trim. Put them beside it. Have to dig the trim down a little bit to get it about a ½ inch below the paver and tack them into place. I'm not sure what I'm going to do in between here yet. I have the sand that you use to put in between here. I don't know if I'm going to use that or not because it's not very good stuff. I use it in all these. I need to reuse it. You can still see it a little bit right there. Oh, that stuff sucks. Look at it all right here. And it was all perfect when I actually did this in the beginning. Then it gets stuck on the side of the rocks and just not good stuff. I don't know what I want to really put in there. Possibly could even use mortar. Whip up a batch of mortar, whip it in my cracks. We'll see how that goes. All right. Let's see what we got here. Under these rocks, full a little bit of these rocks for drainage. Not too many. Just a little bit. Some sand down. Was gonna just use these rocks, but then I'm thinking I might as well use sand to level the pavers out. Cramp in my foot. Let me tell you, pavers are no joke. They are heavy. Okay. And you look high. Yep, we're high. Here's what we'll do. Anytime you can, try not to lay these down are hell to pick back up. Jump in here and get this out. Hope that's good because we're going down pretty low. Okay, well, let's try it again. Dig out, but I'm not because it's fairly close. Voila, good. Good to go. All right. And I have not been throwing a level on it because it's not that serious to me. That bubble's directly in the middle, and this one's a little lower. But it's not a perfect patio. Good enough. But this one's, yeah, it is lower. Even here, lower here. And these won't settle, so they're gonna end up settling, since I'm not doing 4 to 6 inches down, a base layer of crushed gravel, a base layer of sand, base layer of this, whatever. They'll start settling with the lawn a little bit in the yard, which is fine with me. My wife wanted me to change that one because it is getting down in that corner. I told her I wasn't going to. So I pull that up, throw some sand in that corner, and then all of a sudden the thing's wobbly, it's not level. Then I gotta pull it up, throw sand here, throw sand there. Not worth it. It's all gonna start shifting a little bit as it settles, which is fine. I kind of want a natural look, so don't need a perfect patio if you're going for like a naturalized look. It's fine if these are a little off here and there. This one's a little high, but it's even with this one. We'll leave this one a little high, and that's actually good. Stomp on it a little bit. I could bring this side up a little. Level. Which would make it look a little better. I hate fiddling with it. Close enough is almost good enough. Keep fiddling with it, you'll keep fiddling with it, you keep fiddling with it. Throwing stuff over here brings it up a little bit, but then there's a little bit of gap in the center which could cause it to be not structurally sound, could crack in the future. So really don't want to fiddle with it. I got sweaty and dirty. Taking an ice cream break. It's a little hot out here. Moving along at a pretty good pace. It's not even 2 o'clock yet. Probably about to be. What time is it?
1:58.
About to be 2. I want to be done with this in the next 2 hours. I don't think that's going to happen. So I could get the soil out of the trailer, throw it down where it needs to go, get the trailer back to the storage yard. After I lay these down, I still got to get the sides in. Hope it doesn't take too much time. I don't think I'm going to worry about the center yet. I'm going to need to soon when these things start moving around. So that's where we're at. For a little break, push on, try to get this done. Alright guys, we had a change of plans. Started the edging for these pavers. We're going to end it right here. We're not taking it all the way to the gate. We knew this from the beginning, but I was going to do something different at the end here, or maybe possibly cut a side off or something. As you can see, it was going to go 2 of them a little past where the gate was anyway. This one was going to go straight a little past where it ends, and the garden kind of curves right here. So, and all this would look more perfect if it was done in whatever material we're going to use for the little pathway through the garden section and on the other side of the yard. So that's where we're going to stop them. I'm going to go ahead and edge this out, figure out what I'm going to do with the center, or just start on throwing the dirt in the gardens right now to get that done out of the trailer. But that's where we're at right now. Alright guys, done with the patio extension. Went ahead and decided just to throw some regular paver sand in between the joints for now. Be easy enough if I ever want to change it. Scrape it out with something, screwdriver, vacuum it out with the shop vac. Got my trim around it. Working on that all freaking morning. Still gotta get the garden over to it, get these rocks over to it, go around, get some all the rest of the soil out of the trailer. It's 4 o'clock. Working on this since 8 in the morning. Of course, we took a 5-10 minute break here and there. Maybe an hour and a half of little breaks. So I don't know about this wood lining thing. We'll have to figure that one out. Go around, show all the plants. Got some of these from the store because I've been looking for. I don't know why they're not looking the best here. They need to be watered. Probably. I've been looking for a certain can't remember the name. I got some over there though. I've been looking for a certain dianthus since last year. I could never find it. Found these plus some other ones sitting at the store. Kind of liked it since it has the thin blades and looks a little wild. So got those, and then one of the plants I picked up yesterday. Lo and behold, I find the ones that I've been looking for. They only had 2 of them left. Something witch, fire witch dianthus. Little 2 ones. Grab those. Whole bunch of whatever these are, salvia or whatever. I got some cone flowers, some grasses, some other little plants. All right, guys, we're done for the day. It's 5:30. Gonna take the trailer back, sit here and stare at my garden a little bit. Finally, get to sit down and actually look at it. Maybe play with some of the plants, poke them around here and there, check them out in different spots. Not gonna plant any today. Hopefully this coming week I'll start getting some planted. Next weekend, hopefully we'll get them all on the ground. About to go through and water them all, make sure they're all good to go. But let's go ahead and take a walk through. Here's where we are so far. Got most of the dirt that I need in this garden. Probably how it's gonna end up looking, except for the wood and stuff probably be removed. That's how this garden right here is gonna look. Wrapped it around to the little walking path. Not 100% what I'm gonna do in here yet. Maybe some crushed granite, Little dry creek bed action, some little plants here and there. But that's how it ended up looking for this weekend. Probably sit around for 30-45 minutes, play with some plants, check them out, enjoy my little garden, get the trailer back, and get some dinner. All right, guys, see y'all later.